What's up, boy? Here we are, number 4 of this vinyl shit. This vinyl game. Vinyl's real in these streets, bruh. Shit's real in these streets. Hey, man. Sipping on a little bit of this. This Bud Light Lime-A-Rita. Shit's tight. Alright, so let's get started. So last week, when I was going off about Judy Collins and that fucking lying bastard that told me that was Shirley Collins' fucking sister, I should have known something was wrong, man. Something was up. You know what was up? This was up. This is Shirley Collins' A Favorite Garland. I would have shown this last week, but it was not in the right spot. Somebody been fucking with my records. Somebody fucking with my records, dog. Anyway. So yeah, I was telling you guys about Shirley Collins last week. She was an amazing 70s folk artist. This actually came out in 78. It's a great record. Very frail. You can't really call it experimental because it's not really experimental, but she did influence a lot of experimental folk artists later. But anyway, this is really frail, old school, old-fashioned folk music. Lots of different instrumentation on here. She actually was one of the first folk artists to really make like using an electric guitar kind of popular, which later became really influential with bands like Steel Eye Span and Forest. Anyway, this is a great record. Great record. If you can find this, which you probably can't because it's pretty hard to come by nowadays, but if you can find any of her fucking records, definitely pick them up if you see them for a decent price. But yeah, it's a great record. And again, Judy Collins ain't her sister. God damn it. Moving on to some fucking tight shit. This is my shit. This is Comus's Out of the Coma. This came out last year, and if you saw my top 10 non-hip-hop albums, you'll see that this was on there. I'm trying to remember if this was on Color. I think it is. Yes, it is on Color. Dude, check this shit out, man. How fucking gorgeous is that, dude? How fucking beautiful is that? That's fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous as a fucking a 18-year-old girl's. Never mind. Just fucking tight. Fucking tight. Yeah, man. I talked about Comus quite a bit on that video, but if you're unaware, Comus was an old folk group from like the 70s. They did freak folk before it was freak folk. They did acid folk before it was acid folk. Their album First Utterance is easily in my top 25 albums of all time, period. It's fucking amazing. And they didn't record another album for over 30 years. And they came back with a fucking gem. They came back and wrote a fucking freak folk album, an acid folk album, a psychedelic rock folk album, better than anybody doing the shit today. I'll fucking say that shit. Better than anybody doing it today. Somebody's talking about me. This shit is fucking amazing. I was really into like acid folk for a while, and this, this brings me back to when I was seriously obsessed with bands like Incredible String Band and shit like that. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Definitely pick this up if you have a chance. Oh shit, I gotta get me a sip. I gotta get me a sip before talking about this. Boy. This is the soundtrack to fucking Conan the Destroyer. You should really give this record a listen because it's fucking amazing, man. Like the pounding drums and just the orchestration. It's, man, this record is just power. Like, it just yells power. You know what I'm saying? My old band, we used to come out to this. This was our intro music. It's that fucking tight, man. And I remember one of the biggest shows we ever played, Gainesville, Florida. 1998, I believe. Let me tell you something. Before we even hit a note, this was playing in the background. This fucking Conan was playing in the background. Motherfuckers were moshing before we hit a note. Alright? Circle fucking pitting before we hit a note. Alright? That's how fucking tight Conan the fucking Destroyer soundtrack is. It's that tight. Make your ass mosh to some fucking orchestration. That's some tight shit. Same show I fucking knocked myself out at. Because of fucking Conan. Fucking Crom and all that shit. Conan's tight. And bruh, look at the back. My girl Grace. My girl Grace. Looking tight. Half naked. Shit's tight. Shit is tight. What's next here? Oh, look at what I got in the record section. The best of Bill Cosby. Look, anyone that grew up in the fucking 70s, you should know about some Bill Cosby, man. This is a fucking great record. And I think it's mostly known, maybe not mostly known for, but it's, I think one of the more popular, skits off of this shit was Noah. The image of God telling Noah, to build an ark, and Noah's like, right. Who's talking to me? This is God. Right. Shit is fucking hilarious. This shit is fucking hilarious. No, yeah. It's probably not that funny. But, I like it. Anyway. Fuck y'all. Moving on. Oh, wow. Alright. Cool. Now we're getting, into my Jim Croce collection. A lot of people don't know I'm a huge Jim Croce fan. I love his music. We'll start off with this one. This is a rarely seen and talked about record. This is actually Jim and Ingrid Croce. This was him and his wife. Pretty standard folk music. Nothing amazing, but I think a lot of people didn't know that he started off as a duo with his wife. I'm not sure why his wife stopped recording with him. This is a pretty cool record, man. Definitely a cool record. The next one I have is this is You Don't Mess Around with Jim. This was his, I believe it was his debut major label album. Had his 3 huge hits with You Don't Mess Around with Jim, New York's Not My Home, and Operator. Oh no, wait, no, that wasn't the 3. Because Time in the Bottle was a big hit too. Anyway, whatever. Either way, this was a fucking, oh man, this is a great, great, great album. The next one I have is, maybe, it's not my favorite, but it's my second favorite. This is Life and Times. Now, this had some great songs. I think with this record, he kind of stepped up his songwriting ability. He wasn't just writing honky tonk songs. He wasn't writing so much silly songs. He was throwing in some ballads like These Dreams and, like I said, One Less Set of Footsteps. It doesn't have to be that way. 1973. Yeah, great honky tonk, great folk, great love songs. It's an awesome record. If you can find this, of course, you should definitely pick it up. My copy's a little bit, a little worn out, but I think it makes it look even cooler, because it's so old. And Jim Croce with his flower tattoo on his chest. That's my dog, boy. Next up, Photographs and Memories, Greatest Hits. This is definitely the best place to start for someone that's not really into Jim Croce yet. It has all of his fucking great songs. I mean, I think it's a perfect best of, in my opinion. Bad Bad Leroy Brown, Operator, I Got a Name, New York's Not My Home, and it's got my all-time favorite Jim Croce song, which is Lover's Cross, which is from the album I Got a Name, which actually is my favorite album. I don't have it on vinyl, I have it on CD, but this is phenomenal. Definitely give this a shot if you're interested in listening to like some older country-ish folk stuff. He's awesome. The next one we have Jim Croce, The Faces I've Been. Now this is an interesting record. This is a double record that shows his progression as a songwriter. He got his picture of him as a little kid on the back. Shit's tight. Shows his progression from like 61 to 70, I believe, or 71, something like that. Starts off with him writing like really, basic songs up into the songs he was writing towards the end, when he passed away, unfortunately. Of course, rest in peace. But some of this shit is pretty funny, man. And I think when I got this record, one thing I learned about Jim Croce, he don't like fat girls, man. That dude does not like fat women. He's not into chubby cherubs, bruh. Not at all. He has a song on here called Big Fat Woman. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's fucked up. But that's nothing compared to when you get to Carmela, South Philly. This shit is fucking hilarious. This dude is going on and on about how fat women are, they're wintertime women. You don't want to fuck around with them during the summertime because they big and they sweaty. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Carmela. She's the kind of girl you gotta wash yourself with mirrors because she's too fat to wash herself. She looked like a refrigerator with a head. Dude was going in. But you know what? It brings up a good question. Why do big ass women always love skinny ass dudes? I can say this from experience. These big chicks in Atlanta, man, they love my little skinny ass. Hey, come here, Dread. What up, Dread? With your little skinny self. Come here, Dread. Get your big ass on. The fuck I'm gonna do with you? I'm about to call some of my friends. Back up. Fuck that shit. Anyway, I love my big women, but I just can't fuck with y'all like that. But anyway, Jim Croce. Yes, an amazing person. Once again, rest in peace, Jim Croce. If you like old school honky tonk, old school folk, not like Shirley Collins folk, but like Bob Dylan style folk, or maybe even like Arlo Guthrie style folk, Woody Guthrie style folk. Pick up some Jim Croce, man. You might be happy. You might be happy about that. Just a little happy. Next up, we have The Cure, The Top. In my opinion, this is a really underrated Cure album. I don't think a lot of people really got into this record. Because it's really fucking weird. It's not weird like Pornography is weird. It's weird like the songs are really random. Like, I don't know, like Shake Dog Shake, then The Bird, Mad Girl, Waiting. Like, none of the songs really flow together very well. But at the same time, I love this record, Caterpillar Girl is one of my favorite Cure songs. But it just doesn't come through as a very cohesive album. But if you see it and you're a Cure fan, pick it up. It was just, I don't know. I can see if I was around when it came out, I can see this being a bit of a disappointment. It's definitely a weird record. Don't expect Wish. Don't expect Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Expect to hear some different kind of Cure. And, I like this record. Alright. Next up, another Cure record. Unfortunately, these are the only two Cure records I have, The Top and this. All my other Cure is on CD. But this was the self-titled album that came out in 2008, I believe. No, I'm sorry, 2004. 2004 this came out. I can say this was a bit of a disappointment for being a follow-up to Blood Flowers, which is my second favorite Cure album ever. I was a bit let down by this album. Not so much by the songs, but by the fact that they got fucking Russ Robinson, who does fucking Limp Bizkit and fucking Korn. But he also did Blood Brothers too. But either way, he wasn't the best producer to get to produce a Cure album. The songs themselves are great, but the production, the sound of the album is terrible. I remember Robert Smith saying they wanted a Cure heavy, not nu metal heavy sound, and it fucked this album up in my opinion. If they'd gotten a regular producer, the guys who produced Blood Flowers or Disintegration or whatever, it would have sounded a lot better. It still has some great songs. End of the World is a great song. Labyrinth I thought was a great song. Alt End I thought is a great song. Going Nowhere I thought was a great song. I don't know what's going on. I think there's some great songs on here. It's just produced like dog shit. Anyway, yeah. So that's The Cure. Last record I'm gonna show for this edition is probably something that not many people know about. Current Coliseum. This is a great fucking record on Council Records, 1993. This is great old school, like, post-hardcore. They kind of sound like a dirtier version of Rites of Spring, maybe. Definitely screams 90s when you put this on. You put this on, you don't think this came out anytime past 99. Or maybe even anytime past, like, 95. Like, this is definitely a fucking 90s album. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people don't know that, you know, these dudes after Current went on to do Ottawa, the grind band, which I might or might not have a copy of the Ottawa record I may be showing in later videos. You never fucking know. Stick around, buddy. But yeah, this is a rad record. Like I said, if you like Rites of Spring or like some of that old dirty post-hardcore, post-rock shit, you'll probably dig this album. If you can find it, you know, give it a shot. So yeah, we are out of time. I appreciate you guys watching. And as usual, peace, bitches.